Yeah, so first of all, I'd like to start with the challenges. I started at the young age of 6 years old, and when I did, I faced a lot of discrimination. As a child, बहुत सारे लोग थे, adults especially them. They pointed out that why is a child doing this? Go to school, do your homework, study. ये सब काम तुम्हारे लिए नहीं है. This work isn't suited for a child like you. That's how things were at the beginning. And how I managed it, how I handled it, it was that I proved them wrong. I proved them that age didn't matter to make a difference. The message that I want to give to you all is that age doesn't matter to make a difference. And big or small, age doesn't put a limit to it. Our communities, our culture, the diversities, from where we are, who we are, how we look, it shouldn't put an end to what we want to do, to our passion, to what we want to speak up, to raise our voice about. The issues, not just relating to environment or climate change. All those factors shouldn't put an end to it. No. You should believe in yourself. You should believe in yourself and continue that with what you want to do. And I did. I started my own organization called the Child Movement or Bachpan Andolan, you can call it in Hindi. So what Child Movement does is that it's a children movement, you can say, or a people movement for climate justice, and in that we do various initiatives, activities such as massive tree plantation, cleanliness drives, and I have always had these 5 main demands to our leaders and the government to change the system. First is to pass a climate change law. If our governments do so, then it would help us to control the carbon emissions and the greenhouse gases. Second is to include climate education as a mandatory subject in each and every education curriculum. अगर हमारे government ये करेंगे, then it would help us to fight the climate change, ये जो environmental issues हैं, from a very young age, from the grassroots level. And third is for each and every student in India to plant minimum 10 trees every year. You see, हमारे इंडिया में, हमारे भारत में 350 million students हैं. If these 350 million students plant minimum 10 trees every year, then we would plant around 3.5 billion trees. तो सोचो अगर हर साल every year all these students plant minimum 10 trees every year, then how much great of an impact that we can make, isn't it? This is the power that we the students hold in our hands. So let us try to strive into that direction. And moving on, my fourth main demand is for our governments to work together to manage a just transition away from coal, oil and gas, the fossil fuels, to the clean renewable energies. And fifth, last but not the least, is for the rich nations, the developed nations, to pay for the loss and damage fund or the climate finance. क्यों पूछोगे? It's because you see today's global climate crisis is caused by those rich nations, and we are just the poor, vulnerable victims of it. And we deserve our share of climate justice. We deserve the climate justice now. The global south deserves the climate justice now. And the money that the finance, the climate finance, the rich developed nations, such as USA, are going to give to us shouldn't be in any form of loan or debt trap. It should be transparent. So moving on after that, the challenges एक होती है हमारे देश में that I have faced. Besides from the discrimination, the thing is, the government, they tried to politicize my voice. I'm talking from a personal viewpoint. The thing is, when I speak up against this place, like for example, coal mining हो रहा है इस region में, and I raise my voice for it that this is wrong, we shouldn't be doing this, let us find the alternatives. When I try to raise my voice for such issues, the thing is that particular area, they're like, ये government तुम्हें ये भेज रहा है, ये party तुम्हें ये भेज रहा है. And when I go to the other areas, like when I raise my voice for what is being done wrong, they think that I'm being sent by the other party. So this is how they try to politicize my voice. But what what I would like to say is that nahi, this is all wrong. This is all just crap of, their words that they're trying to put into this. As a child, what I am raising up my voice for is for the right cause. If I feel that something is wrong, I will speak up about it. I have the will to do so. And the thing is, they shouldn't be putting our voice, they shouldn't be politicizing our voice like this. Agar I feel कि ये गलत है, तो I will speak up about it because this is an issue that we must speak about it. Climate change के बारे में बोलोगे. It is one of the biggest existential crisis of our time. And ये कौन suffer करता है? हम बच्चे suffer करते हैं. The children, the women, we are the victims in the very front line. अगर मैं जो आज climate activist बनी हूँ at such a young age, I wouldn't have become an activist. I wouldn't have come out on streets to test, risking my life and all of that. अगर हमारे government, अगर हमारे adults कुछ करते, isn't it? Isn't that the point? I sacrificed my beautiful childhood life to do all of this. And that's how I also became an activist. Because I feel that अगर ये planet नहीं रहेगी, then where would be our home to go? We don't have a planet B. Audience, do we have a planet B? अगर ये planet नहीं होगी, can we go to moon? Can we go to Mars? Jupiter? No. Hello? Do we have another planet? Yes or no? I can't hear you. एक और planet है that we can live, that we can survive on other than Earth? No. I can't hear any of you.
And we should have a stronger voice. We all need to stand united on this. Come on. What's your opinion? Do we have a planet B to go to?
No. That's the spirit. And if we don't have that planet B to go to if this earth dies, so should we take the climate action now? Do you think that this problem is something that we have to take the action on? Do you guys feel that we should take this climate action now? Yes or no? Should we take this climate action now? Yes. Should we take this climate action now? I can't hear you. Yes. Let us do that because अगर ये धरती नहीं रहेगी, then where would we go? Where would we survive? One message that I would like to say to you all. There is no value of our expensive art, beautiful home, or a lot of money on a dead planet. So let us act according to that. Thank you.
Yeah, coming to Suzanne. What would you scrolling through their digital screens and glued to the television screens and glued to very many cultures which are not ours also maybe. Right. So what helps you or what triggers you, motivates you intrinsically as well as extrinsically to become the voice that you are today?
Well, thank you, ma'am, for the question. Good afternoon, everyone. Khurum Jari Namaste. My name is Licypriya Kangujam. I'm 14 years old Indian climate activist and the founder of the Child Movement. I'm also the special envoy for the President of Timor-Leste, and I'm happy to share with you all that I'm the youngest diplomat in the history of the world to be officially working in a government.
I think that calls for a huge round of applause. For a young child of 14 years old being a diplomat, it's not an easy task.
Thank you so much. Well, moving on, how I started my journey at such a young age. Let me tell you my story. You see, I was born in Manipur, which you all must be knowing, right? One of the northeastern state of India. It's full of rich biodiversity, I must say, with full of lush green mountains and alluring atmosphere. But sadly, what I would like to say is that all those rich biodiversity hotspots have turned into climate hotspots now. Even in my own village, we are facing extreme water scarcity now. And any which ways, I grew up in Bhubaneswar, Odisha for my schooling reasons. And what happened next was that my life was struck by Cyclone Titli in 2018 and then later Cyclone Fani in 2019. You see, during those two cyclones, As a child, as a young toddler, I saw in front of my very own two eyes how children lost their parents, how people lost their lives, how innocent people, these victims, were suffering vulnerably. They lost their homes, they lost their lands. I saw all the massive devastation which happened around me at that time. And then, as a child, at that time, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't even take my food or drink water because it shook me so hard. And then later, I moved to Delhi in 2019. And what happened again is that I faced the intense heat waves and the high air pollution level that you all must be knowing about. And जो air pollution था उस समय अभी भी है. And it's in an even more worse condition, I must say. So after facing all such environmental issues at such a young age, at such a young life, it turned me into a child climate activist. That's my story.
Thank you, Licypriya, for bringing such a huge work into a brief summary. Yeah, we know you have done much beyond what is stated just now, but we'll come back to you. I'll come back to you again.